As we continue to cover the biggest news that we've seen in Atlanta Falcons season, it's the head coach, Raheem Morris, getting let go, as well as the general manager, Terry Fontenot, and CEO, Rich McKay. All of them are gone. Owner Arthur Blank with a clean slate here in Atlanta. And here to talk about it, a Falcons legend, John Abraham. And John, you and I text all the time about this team, but when this news came down, just an hour after they finished the season, they finished 4 straight wins, and then everybody is gone. What was your first reaction?
I wasn't surprised. I don't think you were either. I think we were, as I stated last time I was here, I was like, look, you got these games to win and try to save your job. I guess it wasn't enough. Yeah. I think after that Jets game, we kind of knew that regardless of if they won out, if they didn't, because even with Kirk Cousins coming back and winning, it made you even look worse because you decide to put Penix in, yeah, and Kirk comes in and win 4 of the last 5. So it looks almost like, did y'all make the right decision 2 years ago?
Are you surprised that Arthur Blank made as many moves as he did? Because, as you very well know, he's not had a track record of being a very aggressive owner, meaning moving on from head coaches as soon as he did from Raheem, and also getting rid of a general manager at the same time and a CEO. That's a lot of people at the same time. How shocked were you by that move by Blank?
It was a business move. I'm thinking about this was the year, if you look at there's 3, 8, and 9 teams. There's no reason that we shouldn't have won this division. There's no reason we shouldn't be going to the playoffs. Since 2017, we haven't been to the playoffs.
Yeah.
As a guy, as a CEO, as an owner, as someone who's want to see something good and you want to be marketable, it was a great decision. I mean, I love Rich McKay, but Rich McKay's going to be in there somewhere. He's going to have something to do on it. We got other situations that's going on that's probably going to be exciting in Atlanta also. Okay,
you're mentioning something that I think a lot of people want to know about. Matt Ryan has been the name that's been floated around as someone to potentially move to a front office role with this organization. Last played quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons in 2021, and the Falcons have not got the quarterback position right since his departure, but they could bring him back in the building. If that happens, John, you were a teammate of Matt's. You guys know each other pretty well. He was calling you out in the room every time he saw you in the room there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. What would Matt Ryan in the front office look like?
Well, I think the biggest thing is if you want to look for Matt Ryan, get Matt Ryan. So why don't you find somebody that can find that same person? When somebody asks me as an athlete, what do you feel like this player? I tell them exactly because I played that position. Him playing the position and him having experience in Atlanta and knowing Atlanta needs, and him having a great relationship with Arthur Blank. And this is a job that he can literally have for the next 20, 30 years. You look at like John Lynch and you look at guys that have made this look easy almost now, but him starting now at a younger age, I think it will like build and build and build, and we can see him maybe in a GM situation later on in his career, or maybe he's just happy with being the president. I mean, regardless, I'll be glad to see number 2 back in office.
I think a lot of fans want that too. When you think about the Falcons, and you mentioned the 4-game win streak to close out the season, there's so much young talent on this team, and a lot of people think they were just this close because technically, if they would have won one more game, they would be in the playoffs. However, Carolina, because of the head-to-head, they get put in the playoffs instead. How close do you think Atlanta really is to being the team that finally gets over the hump of having a winning season? They haven't done that since 2017.
Honestly, I don't know because we're starting back over this year. So we're going to have to give a lot of leeway as fans and a lot of leeway as people in the organization, knowing that we're starting back over. You would love to come in and be like New England this year. We've got a great quarterback, but we don't have that right now. We don't have the pieces that we want. The defense looks great, so we can't talk about that. We did a great job this offseason and bringing guys in to make the defense look good, but the main piece is what you got to look for. So this might be another year that we have to look for another 8-9 or 9-8 season. Definitely got a lot of talent, but like I said, if you can't have that quarterback to really maintain it, and hopefully we can find somebody that can put everything all together, mix the sauce up good and make it look good for us.
When you don't get the quarterback position right in the NFL, bad things happen to your position. And that's what happened here in Atlanta. They did not get the quarterback position right. It was high risk, high reward. You go out and you draft Michael Penix Jr. after paying Kirk Cousins all that money. And now we're sitting in a situation where who knows if Kirk Cousins is going to be back next year? Who knows to what capacity Michael Penix Jr. can be back once he actually makes it back from his injury? Do you think that those moves is what ultimately did Terry Fontenot in as a general manager?
If you watch the draft tape of Fontenot and Arthur Blank talking about who they were going to draft and everything like that, and you see him get Penix, and I'm a businessman too sometimes, and you are too. When it comes to certain things, you take the better business choice, and if you look at that draft class of the quarterbacks before that went and the quarterbacks that went after, you have J.J. McCarthy and you also have Bo Nix. So you had a big probability of getting Bo Nix if you wanted to get Bo Nix here. So I think that really does shake you the wrong way, especially when you pay Kirk Cousins a lot of money and you put money into a quarterback. They're not saying he hasn't played to his potential yet because he has been injured and we haven't got to see him yet.
Sure.
But that's a bad business decision on any way you say, because I sat here and read you for everybody he drafted from 2001 to now, and it's been great. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Bijan, you got Dahlman, you got
Drake London.
You got Drake London. Yes, you have Drake London. And this year you got 3 starters on defense that probably going to be there for a long time with Pierce, leading the sacks. And even Dorless, having 8.5 sacks this year. So he did a great job when you come to drafting, but it was the position of quarterback and head coaches seemed like he just missed out, with Arthur Smith and with Raheem. I think he just missed out on this,
Quarterbacks do a lot to a franchise, whether it's winning or losing, and regardless of it's their fault or not, they take a lot of credit and take a lot of blame. When you look at the next head coach for this organization, perhaps it could happen sooner rather than later. That's what I believe. I think that they probably have an idea of who they want to bring in here. They're going to start interviewing people very quickly. They have a lot to work on, so they want to get somebody in here really fast. The last 2 coaching hires that they've had were previous coordinators, although Raheem Morris was a head coach in Tampa previously. What would work here in Atlanta? Do you go the coordinator route again or an established head coach?
You got to find somebody who can put up 40 points a game. And I know it sounds bad, but you got to have that possibility. So not saying Mike McDonald, not him at all. But I'm saying you got to have somebody that can be creative. Somebody that has offense that you understand that Drake London you need to get the ball to him more. You understand that Bijan is the best running back in the league right now, and you got to treat him that way. He only had 43 yards left. I'm not saying they still won the game. Congratulations, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But that's Bijan. Bijan can easily be a 2,000 rusher bat. So I think you got to find someone that can literally say, look, defense, y'all look good, and hopefully, I don't know if my boy gonna be back. I don't know if Brick is gonna be back,
yeah.
But they have a lot of pieces. You got to put all those pieces together. So hopefully, a strong offensive mind coach is what I'm saying.
A lot of the players also echoed the sentiments that you are. They want Brick back in that building. It's going to be up to the general manager and the head coach whether or not they keep him. Why should Jeff Ulbrich remain the defensive coordinator?
Personally, if you see like the young players, how he got all of them to play better. If you look at him when he was in the Jets, when he was in San Francisco, he's always been a guy that his defense is controlled and it's controlled fury. I love the controlled fury. I would love to play with him, even though we got drafted the same year, so we're the same age. I would have loved to have him as a coach and watch how he developed these young guys. Just look at James Pierce Jr. Like, not saying he wouldn't have been productive in any other scheme.
Sure.
He started off slow, he ended with 10.5 sacks. Dorless, 8.5 sacks. You got multiple guys with like sacks that could possibly double-digit sacks. So having something like that, breaking the team record for sacks, just give him another opportunity to come back and show what he can do.
I know a lot of the players want the same thing as John. And John, thank you. I always appreciate your insights, especially when you're giving player perspective. I think it's very important. And who knows what's going to happen. There will be a lot of changes. This is just the tip of the iceberg here in Atlanta.